Good morning. Good afternoon. Welcome. Well, it's morning. It's afternoon for me.
It's afternoon here too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, still morning. Well, afternoon.
It's 2:45. What's 3 o'clock? Yeah, so it's noon for you guys. Anyway, East Coast, West Coast. But I welcome to Bookkeepers on Fire, and I'm really excited. Today we have a sponsor from Alicia Katz-Pollock, Royal Wise Bookkeeping, Royal Wise Training. Alicia's offering a 12-week class in July for live QBO training that will turn your frustration into confidence. You'll build 2 complete company files from scratch. Sign up now at royalwise.com QBO complete and get good at QBO because now's the time because the cleanups are happening. But welcome, Donna. Let's see what's going on.
All right. Also, just so you know, we have the link in the notes today, so you should be able to find it there.
Yeah.
Now, on to our featured guest today. We're going to meet Aneisha Velazquez. She's the founder of Yellow Sky Business Services, and just is a powerhouse when it comes to building clarity out of chaos. She's also an autistic entrepreneur, former sign language interpreter. Aneisha brings a unique and thoughtful approach to helping neurodivergent business owners thrive through systems and structure and support. So welcome, Aneisha. We want to hear all about this.
Yeah, we're excited that you're here. Now
you're welcome.
You told us you're in Washington right now, Washington State. Okay, and so but we want to know first off, how did you come up with your business Yellow Sky? How did that name come about?
Yeah, so like I wanted the word sky in the name, something like open, I don't know, approachable. And I had like a list of like blue sky, yellow sky, or green sky, but those were taken. Obviously, you Google search to make sure no one else has your name.
Yeah.
And yellow was the only one left that I didn't see taken. And yellow's a nice friendly color. And back then I used to wake up like really, really early because my husband would go to work at like 4 a.m. So like the sun was on the wall. So it kind of connected like, oh, yellow, that's a good name. So
I think it's a
became
good
Yellow
name.
Sky.
Bright and sunny.
Yeah.
So you are a neurodivergent. Are you accountant, bookkeeper? That's who you specialize in. First off, explain what that is, and then how you're using that for your business.
Yeah, so neurodivergent is like an umbrella term for people whose brain, like their neurology is different, like divergent from whatever normal is. That's debatable if normal exists, but it usually is like ADHD, autism, can be OCD. It depends who you talk to, but I use it because it's kind of a catch-all.
Okay.
Like most people can recognize themselves in it if they are. And I actually found out I was neurodivergent just a few years ago, like in 2021. And so after that kind of pushed me like really to start my business, like to make some changes to better support myself in my personal life. And for like the people who I work with, like I've been trying to like niche down because everyone tells you should have a niche, like riches are in the niches, and I think I tried to niche down by like type of business, or like demographic, like women business owners, but none of those really fit. And really looking at who I serve, I realized that most of them are already neurodivergent, and I kind of set up my business in a way that like if I was my client, it would work for me and it works for them too. So I realized like, oh, that's my niche. It's just neurodivergent.
Now, are these people that are neurodivergent themselves? They, so like, do you have to handle their? I know it's accounting, but what do you do differently than quote traditional accounting?
Yeah,
What are some kind of the things you do different?
I feel like a big one is communication. That's a really, really big one. Like setting up the system to be structured for people, especially if someone needs structure, but still flexible. Because if your system's so structured that it can't handle a little bit of like, oh, we have to push something back and it breaks right away, then that's not going to work for someone who's like ADHD and they might need like a moment or a few weeks before they can get back to you. So, yeah, so it's like I try to build in like structure with flexibility, and that's also what I need because I have like I'm both autistic and ADHD, so like I need structure and flexibility. So like
Now, is there anything that we can do if you said that most people, like how do we know if somebody's neurodivergent? Is that
I just treat everyone like they are, honestly.
oh, okay.
So I mean, you can ask someone if they know. A lot of people don't know. So I just treat everyone like they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of work with the client to see, and I think we should do that anyway.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. It works for
Process.
everyone. Like,
Yeah.
so for example, like cleanups, because that's a big one. We all, usually everyone needs a cleanup before you can even do anything ongoing. Like cleanups, there's a lot going on, and so I try to be like very upfront, like what I need from them, when I need it by, but also like I'll say like for example, if I have questions, I usually try to do that like all grouped together once in a week and not like a little bit every day because that's just
Okay.
too much. So all questions sent once a week with a deadline, like can you answer these by this day? And here's the link to the portal. Like everything's in one place. And it's just very clear, like you need to do this next by this day. But if you can't do it by this day, let me know because I need to update our timelines. So there's still that flexibility, but also like
But
the
these just sound
structure.
like normal people to me.
Yes.
Well,
This sounds
you'd
like
be surprised. A lot of people don't do
people.
that. They
But
just
Yeah.
do it.
maybe I just
No, I
didn't
get
know.
it. I get it.
But all
There's
my
a lot of
language is
accountants that
neurodivergent.
don't. Yeah.
They don't do
Yeah.
it. They like a lot of
Yeah.
people send a bunch of questions, no context, no deadline, and then get mad if no one does anything a week later. It's like, how do they know when you need it by or it's
Right.
important or
Yeah.
people just don't think. Even in school growing up, I had to like create my own like context sometimes with teachers because they have all these like unset expectations that you have to figure out as a student, especially in college, which I think is dumb, but
Exactly right. And then in the
Mhm.
workplace, a lot of expectations you didn't know about
that never
because they
gets
never
said.
told you.
Yes. And then
So
you get
how
people
did you
get
get
mad at you for
started
it.
in accounting? Did you work for somebody
Mhm.
else? Did you tell us about that journey? How did you begin and then
Yeah.
you had to go out on your own?
Yeah. So I was a sign language interpreter before. I wanted to change careers and I figured out I really like the back end operations processes, bookkeeping specifically, because as an interpreter, you have to keep your own books basically because you're a freelancer. And like one year, I did not do a good job keeping up with invoices and realized I hadn't gotten paid for a few of them. And it was like December, and I'm sending out emails to the agencies like, hey, so this invoice number dot 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 hasn't been paid yet. I luckily got paid, but like that's kind of when I learned like you should do your bookkeeping more regularly. So after that experience, I was like, let's look more into bookkeeping, like what it is, what do you do? And around that time, I also was like tutoring math online. I was trying different things. So yeah, and that for that, I had to like invoice parents and schedule them and like figure out if they bought a package, like how much is left. And so I realized I should just learn bookkeeping properly.
So
So I
you were
took a
doing
course.
accruals and prepaids even before you knew what they
Kind
were.
yes, and I was so confused. I was trying to figure it out, but no one knew what I was talking about. I was like, how do you know like how much you have left if they paid for this much, but they only use this much? And no one could really properly explain it until I
Right.
took like the bookkeeping course, and I was like, that's what it is. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, were you using QuickBooks
So,
Online this whole time? Or are you doing paper and pencil? Or
before I was using spreadsheets, and then I switched to Wave when
okay,
I found out about real
Mhm.
bookkeeping. And then when I took the course, I learned QuickBooks Zero, and that's when I like moved my books. I actually had my books in Zero, my sign language books in Zero for a bit, and then my bookkeeping business was in QuickBooks because I was trying to learn both of them. And then I kind of just moved it into QuickBooks because most people use it here. But yeah, so I took the course. I worked under a couple other bookkeepers for a bit, and then once I felt like I felt confident, I knew what I was doing. I took cleanup course of Veronica Wysix because I
she's
really
brilliant.
Oh,
like cleanups. Yeah,
she's
yeah,
great.
it was
Yeah.
really helpful. Yeah, and doing that actually made me better at doing like the monthly books because when you have to go in after other bookkeepers to figure out what they did, or the business owner, I realized like it's really important to like leave a trail of what you did and why.
Mm-hmm.
So like that really made me do it in my
Notes.
own book
I'm big
too.
on notes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
tax documents. So, and it's not. I don't do it for the person that's coming behind me. I do it for me.
For me, no, yeah, exactly. Like, I took like software, like a programming course, like in high school, and then again just for fun. And in software world, you're supposed to leave like comments on like what this piece of code is for, like good coding. You like put a comment like this is to do this, and this is why we did this. It's like for you and anyone else having to read it. So
Right.
I kind of do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. I remember when I was doing work papers when I first worked at a CPA firm, and I would never use initials. And my boss
Yeah,
said, "Why did
exactly.
you use initials? Because you have to know what the initials mean.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah,
unless I have a
exactly.
key. Here's the key. You know."
Mm-hmm.
And he thought I was crazy. I told the next year when he said, "Oh, I see why you don't use initials or like to spell it." Yeah, because nobody knows what they mean, and I got to spend 30 minutes. Of course, this was before computers and internet. You know, it's a good thing we even had telephones. You know, and
Yeah.
you go track them down in the office. What does this initial stand for? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
prepaid, PP. You know, so
I
yes,
love how you took skills from other businesses that you did because you're a business owner at heart. Sounds like kind of a serial entrepreneur. And you took skills and things that you learned from your other businesses and rolled them in to build this bookkeeping business that you have now, working with the people that you work with. I just think it's so cool because, like, I kind of did that too, but
yeah.
I don't find that often. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I'm like, oh, this is my person.
I'm listening to your story, Aneisha. I'm thinking, oh, okay, sounds like I'm talking to Donna.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know you had other businesses too.
Oh, Donna's like major. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's a lot. We'll talk about that later.
yeah.
But yeah. No, it's really like hearing all the different things. I'm like, oh, you pulled a piece from here. You built it because you made all the business owner mistakes that we all make that I made in another business big time. And yeah, so it's really cool how you did that. So super cool.
But you know what I really like is that you had the courage to go out on your own and start your own bookkeeping practice. I can't tell you
Yes.
how many people, well, I'm not ready. I don't know enough, blah, blah, blah. What, you know, and they hold back. But you did it. And it's only been, what, 3 or 4 years now?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I think because I started as like freelance, basically
Uh-huh.
interpreting,
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize it was so scary to do. It was almost just ignorance.
I
Like,
know. You don't know it's scary.
Okay.
It's like having a baby. You think, well, how hard could this be? It's a baby. And then you have your, holy smokes, this is hard work. I don't want to do it again. And then you do.
yeah, it's just ignorant. Like, it's like go out there, like in school they don't really prep you for the finance side very well. It's just
No.
money's up and down and track your mileage, and that's kind of all they tell you. So I learned the really hard way. So by the time I got to the bookkeeping business, it's like this is so much easier because
Yeah.
like I basically learned that back end part, like the hard part. So yeah.
So where do you
Yeah.
find your clients now? Where do you find them?
So most of them come through like referrals or my network. Like my first client was literally someone I knew, and I had like just finished the course, opened my business, and I had reached out to her. She has her own business, and I was like, "Can I just like practice explaining what I do with you?" Because that's a hard part, like telling people what you do. And so we did like a little like video call where I kind of went through like my explanation, and at the end she just said, "Can you just do my books for me?" So that's how I got my first client.
But you
Um,
asked. I mean, that you have
yeah,
to
Yeah.
tell people you do it and then ask for the business. Wow, you're
Yeah.
doing it all correctly.
yeah. So and then I posted a post on Facebook, just like I have a business and that's it. Like I just opened bookkeeping business. It felt really awkward because I don't use Facebook much, honestly. But someone saw it and they passed it on to a business coach. So that's how I got like another couple of clients. So it's kind of just been like that, just putting it out there and I get people. I went to like a local networking women's group in Dallas Fort Worth. She Dares Collective, if anyone is there, they're cool. And like months later, I got a client from there. When I asked her how she heard about me, she's like, someone there mentioned you. So it's just like, it's a lot of seeds and it just takes a lot of time to get people.
But you do it. You go out there and do it, and it's uncomfortable and it's awkward, but you still do it anyway.
But it's fun.
And
I think
that's
it's
the
fun.
best part. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
going out and meeting new people.
See, I like meeting new people, but I also know I just let it be awkward. I don't know. I don't do like 5 tips to make the event better. I'm like, it's just sometimes it sucks and it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you're a member of Bookkeeping Buds, which of course Don and I are. We talk about buds all the time.
Yep.
And you're a bud. That's how you met us. And you know Cindy. How long have you been a bud?
I joined 2024, so it's like been a year and a half now. Yeah. So I joined last year because I wanted to grow my network because I realized I had reached the limitations and I wanted to know more like accounting people too, like more bookkeeping people. So I joined Buds and that was really awesome. Like last year was just let's expand my network. So I joined Buds and then that's how I found out about like Ask a CPA, like
So you
Nancy
remember that group too?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you know Nancy and Cindy and
Mm-hmm.
we're all like
Yeah.
The whole gang.
the whole gang. Now, have you attended any conferences yet? Are you going to any conferences?
I went to Reframe last year, and then I took Bookkeeper Launch, like that's the course I did, and they had a conference like in Dallas, which is like near where I'm from. So I went there because it's like I don't have to travel; it's here. So that was like my first conference, and then I went to Reframe last year in November, and that was my second conference. So
that's a big one. I mean, well, that's a whole different mindset thinking one. How'd you like that one?
Mm-hmm. I liked it. I like thinking differently. Like neurodivergent brain, so I don't like doing things the way they're supposed to or they have been if it doesn't work. Yeah, and also Reframe was small, so I like to put myself in situations where I know it's like it matches my strengths and I'm better in smaller groups. That's why I haven't been to it or any. Those sound too big.
No. See, as a bud, that's why Cindy started Buds. So you have these big conferences, but the Bud's its own little group. You know,
Yeah.
Cindy's the cheerleader of our own little group. In 2 weeks, we're going to scale it, and
oh yeah.
of course, she's already rented Disney boats for us to go on one night.
It sounds big because they have a lot of people, but it's not, because when you get there, you can just find your people if you want to and hang with them, or you can go out and meet other people too. You can pull, like I go in and then I pull out, and I go in and pull out and recharge. So it helps me get through them. So yeah, while they sound big, it's still like when you walk in,
It's
it's
real
just like
small.
walking
Because you
into a
find
room
your
of
people you
friends.
hang out with.
Yeah.
It is
It's
fun.
walking into a room of friends, because I've been to tons of conferences, but the accounting ones are the ones I have the most fun at, because it's walking into rooms of friends.
Yeah, you meet your best friends at the conferences.
Yeah.
You know, I can't wait to meet you at a conference. You know, now now you have to tell us though, because you mentioned that you started your business in Dallas, but now you're living in Washington. So tell us how that happens. I think this is fascinating.
Well, technically still like based in Texas, but my husband and I do house sitting also, and so we have a house sit here in Washington, and the timing worked out really well because I went to a micro conference here in Seattle. So Aaron Pohan put on the Wave conference.
Oh yeah,
so anyway. Yeah.
Was that what the one that our last guest went to, Donna?
I think so. Yeah.
One day. It was one day. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah,
so you
so
have this.
I'm excited to be here anyway.
So you have this app called, I wrote it down, Trusted House Sitter, and they go, oh, these people in Washington are looking for a house sitter, so let me see if they'll hire me. And then you go there, watch their house, get a free place to live, or watch their pets or plants or whatever, And then because you're remote, you can work your bookkeeping business anywhere. Oh, I think it's a great.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it worked out. And then go to the conference, come back.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, I
yeah,
think it's great. So, and what does your husband do?
actually works in my business with me.
Oh, great.
So, yeah. So I taught him how to do bookkeeping. He does most of the weekly stuff, and I just do the review at the end of the month and
Oh, good. You put good.
communication. Yeah.
Get him doing the data entry.
Yeah. Yeah. And he picks it up really well. So yeah.
It's just a big puzzle.
Yeah.
Just a
And
big
it's
puzzle.
just I have a lot. I'm super organized into processes, so I have like SOPs, like weekly tasks, like it's all built out. So you literally just have to come in.
Oh, great. Now, what do you use to do that? Do you use Beaver, Financial Sense, spreadsheets? What do you use?
So for it's like there's a company brain, so all the like how to specifics, and then there's just task, like what to do and when. So I used to use Asana for task management and project management. And then I've actually put everything in Notion because my company brain is in Notion.
Ah,
And I was tired of having to go to two different apps. So it's all consolidated now in Notion. And
how
they
did you
keep
learn
for really
Notion?
for QC and Portal. So
How did you learn Notion?
I let's see, how did I learn? I actually hated Notion because when I did math tutoring, I tried to use it and it was really confusing and I used someone's template. So I swore it off until like last year. I took Alyssa Lang's breakthrough course,
Uh-huh.
and she mentions Notion in there. So like I built out what she had in Google Workspace actually with like Google Sheets and Google Docs. But then eventually there was limitations, and I decided like, okay, let me try Notion again. And she has a template in there too that you can use. So I slowly migrated to Notion, and now that I know how I want to use it, it works better now. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we should get Cindy to have you do a demo on how you use Notion. One of the learn from the
Yep.
leader thing, or she does.
Yeah, it's like a white
You
space,
can
and then you have to go in and build it any way you want, because we use it a little bit for our podcast and for our YouTube. But I know we can do more. But
I needed boundaries on how to use
yeah,
it.
you have to create boundaries. It does have a little bit of my company brain in it.
Now
Actually,
you say my
it's my
company
corporate
brain.
brain.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is my
It's
company brain?
like the how to the stuff most people keep in their head, like how do we pull reports? How do we ask someone to give us access to their QuickBooks? Like all of that, how to planning, anything like that. It's like SOPs, anything like that. That's the brain. It doesn't tell you when to do it or how often though.
Now Kelly says she's in breakthrough. What would you explain again? What breakthrough is?
Yeah, it's so Alyssa Lang, she has two big courses. So it's the Kickoff with Asana, and I took that one to get started. It's how to use Asana, but you can apply it to any task management tool or app. So that one kind of taught me how to like actually make tasks and projects. And then Breakthrough is like the next step, like how to basically your whole business, how to make it run more smoothly. So when you hire someone or you need someone to step in, it's really easy to hand it off. Like with my husband, like he just came in and he could
So
get
you wrote
started.
down all the SOPs, all the tasks, everything like that. Now Gretchen
And the
asked
video, she teaches you how to do it.
Gretchen or Gretchen. My sister's name is Gretchen. So is that a software? You mean Asana? Yes, Asana is a software. So is Notion.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
softwares, and I think Notion without the AI component is only like $12 a month. It's very inexpensive.
You can do it for free if you just have
Yeah.
one user.
Yeah.
And then if you want the AI or you want to add more users, then you have to pay for it. But it's not, considering how much it does, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of YouTube stuff on it. You can watch YouTube
Yes.
videos.
But a lot of those videos confuse me. I found one guy I like to watch
Who's
because he
that?
starts with a blank page. Ooh, what is his name?
Sue?
Uh,
SU?
no, it's like a new guy. He only has a few videos right now. But he starts with a blank page and then he builds it step by step because most people show
No,
you their
find out. Yeah, look up
screenshot.
his name. That That's what
Yeah,
I
I
need to
don't
say.
like those.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I have a guy I started with years ago
And
that
Teresa
keeps
says that
evolving.
he's a huge Notion user. I think he has a Notion class. Of course, you can
Yeah,
take.
he has a course, and he got into Notion a few years ago.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, this guy is not even accounting. It's just how to use Notion.
right. And I think accountants. I mean, my quest has always been to find an organizing tool to keep,
Mm,
you know, to keep
just
me
do.
organized. The one I found that I really like is called Tweak.
Well, here we go. So his name is Benny Builds It.
Benny Builds It.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm writing this down. Okay,
I
everybody.
like how he explains the why, because then you can tweak it to what you want it to do. But yeah.
Well, I'm going to, after class today, after the podcast.
I'm gonna find him on YouTube. If I can't do it right now, I'll definitely put it in the
Yeah.
notes.
Now,
Yeah,
Brendan,
but I like his.
if your name said Gretchen or is it Gretchen? So phonetically spell it in the chat so I don't mispronounce it. Gretchen or Gretchen? Now, she's a new bookkeeper and she loves this information. Well, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Wow,
great.
that's helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Mhm.
All right. So Notion you use, and I missed one. Do you use Keeper at all or anything like that to
Yeah,
communicate?
but Keeper is the quality review tool and also client portal and communication. So I tried using Keeper as task management like a year ago or so, and I didn't like it because again, it's like then I still had to have the task in Asana and go to Keeper, and that worked for a bit, but I took everything out and put it back in like one place. But I know there's people who make that work really well. So, but yeah, Keeper's just QC and client portal management. They can upload stuff there, answer my questions, send
Yeah,
them
I
home to
love
me.
that for Keeper, and I like
Yeah,
the report
yeah.
feature in Keeper
And the reports, yeah.
because you can take a simple start file that doesn't have all the reporting bells and whistles
Mm-hmm.
and create it out like a plus file.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, exactly. Or Wave. I have a client on Wave, so I mean, does it connect to Wave? I can still use it as a portal, upload reports there.
No, it
So
just doesn't
that way
connect.
my workflow's the same. It
Right,
still feels the same.
right. Yeah, because I'm not crazy about Keeper's tasks. You know why? Because I like tasks kept on a calendar look.
Mm-hmm.
They
I
have
like to
it on
switch. Yeah. Like Notion, I have the calendar view and then by client view and then by type of task, like
right.
pre-close, close view. So
Yeah, Kelly's saying the
need
same thing. She
flexibility.
likes it in a calendar view. I want to see what I'm doing today.
Mm-hmm.
Not a list. Because what if I forget to look at the list? Benny builds it for Notion. That's it. Donna found it.
Found it. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
it.
All right. Well, let's.
Yeah.
Yeah, these look good too. I'm going through
Yeah.
all these. Yeah, these look really good. I'm like,
He's really
wow.
good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this has
Everyone
been
else
a
is
great.
too noisy.
This has been a great. This 30 minutes just flew by.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, lots of great information about neurodivergent and how to become a paid house sitter and all about Notion. I can't think. I mean, this just was fabulous, and we had a lot of people in the chat. A lot of new and Gretchen. I'm glad I say it right. Yep, Gretchen. And a lot of new people in the chat, which is just great. Sherry and Gretchen, and there's Kelly, and I think Debbie's here. Teresa, thank you all for showing up in the chat. That makes it that even makes it more fun. So, Donna, you want to sign out with our outro?
Yes. Thank you so much. I have to say before we go, I learned a whole bunch. I'm all over this. Benny builds it. I'm
Yes,
all
thank
over
you for
this
this,
right
Aneisha.
now.
I think
That's
that
going
you
to be the
interviewed
rest
us
of my
more than
day.
we helped you.
So thank you for coming on and
Yeah.
teaching us
Thank
a bunch of
you.
stuff.
It
We
was
really
fun.
appreciate it. So you have a
Yeah.
wonderful day. Thank you everyone for coming, and we will see you next week.
Don't forget about Alicia's class.